guess I got to go traveling somewhere far from you, far from anyone that we both know. It's just time to start again. Let go and get my grip, back in touch with what's in front of me. Pull yourself together, there's someone that you have to be. Hell and back didn't seem like that far, but it was far enough for me. Never will forget the things that at the time I didn't even see. Now it's all in front of me. I will lose myself and find everyone else and try to tie it all together and make sense of this life. And the reasons I try to keep us tied together. Looking back on the world I knew, it seemed like there was more I was going to do. And I was young. Now I'm alone out here, just lost with everyone. Yeah, somewhere, sometime, somehow I got falling out. Just trying to tie it together, tie it together, tie it together, tie it together, and make sense of my life and try to keep it together. Yeah, I feel like we all do be a lot more satisfied with the way we move around each other. You know you got to travel sometimes to figure out if you're alright. But I'll see you on the other side. So long, goodbye, I'm gone. But I'm only traveling, I'm only traveling. I'm only traveling. Over here. Jess Palmer, what's good, my friend? Nice to see you. Oh my goodness. taught to deny our own experience, as if our God-given eyes and ears are deceiving us, and the fundamental observations that we make as children are simply hand-wave dismissed, so they don't exist, and ultimately just become lost thoughts in the mix and in the memory hole. That's where they go. Yeah, that's where they go. And the place in your mind where those thoughts used to sit is quickly refilled with a bunch of irrelevant bullshit and a fairy tale that covers the course of billions of years, where we somehow evolved out of lifeless space debris to the people that we are right now. And that's just such a stretch of the imagination, which is why I have an inclination to just throw the whole thing away and start all over again. Simply face the music. We could already use it, but we just face the music. Face the music. Open up your mind before you lose it. Face the music. Face the music. Open up your mind and use it. Face the music. Open up your mind and use it. Face it. Use it. wished I was out on Rocky Top, out in the Tennessee hill. Ain't no smoky smog on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bill. Well, once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half dead, willing, half gal. Wild as a beast, but sweet as some pop, I still dream about that. Rocky Top will always be home, sweet home to me. Oh, Rocky Top, Top Tennessee. Once two strangers climbed up Rocky Top, looking for a moonshine steal. They never came back down from Rocky Top, guess they never will. Corn don't grow at all on Rocky Top, have gone rocky by far. That's why all them folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar. Rocky Top will always be home, sweet home to me. Oh, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Well, I lived years of cramped up city life, trapped like a duck in a can. All I know is it's that pity life can't be simple again. Rocky Top will always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. That's a hard one to play. I can't rightfully play it correctly. What's up, Justina? Nice to see you. This thing sounds like shit. I think it's time to put on new strings. Yeah, I can't do this, man. It's just What are you guys doing? I suck. You know, sometimes I just feel like I just suck. I hate it. Hate it. Just a second. Well, once two strangers climbed up Rocky Top looking for a moonshine still. They never came back down from a Rocky Top, and reckon they never will. Well, corn don't grow at all on Rocky Top, dirt's too rocky by far. That's why all them folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar. Rocky Top, you'll always be on sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. So we've gathered here today to talk about backwards ass. Backwards ass is what we're talking about. No, just kidding. You want to hear something funny? Check this shit out. I found this at a neighbor's yard sale. The Time Magazine edition of 2001. The Space Odyssey. No, just kidding. 2001, the whole event I'm gonna read it to you out of this book because it's just like, I don't know, words fail me. Let's just read out of this book. So you saw the first page, huh? A time to remember, or not, a year to remember when we got blown up by some planes and shit. Time and oh, look at the people and their candles. Okay, well, let's just skip all the table of contents. Just cut right to the images. September 11th, outlined against the shards of the World Trade Center, a trio of New York City firefighters hoist the flag only hours after the collapse of the Twin Towers. The moment was captured by Thomas E. Franklin, a photographer for the Bergen, New Jersey Record, who later said, "As soon as I shot it, I realized the similarity to the famous image of Marines raising the flag at Iwo Jima. The shot immediately felt important to me. It said something to me about the strength of the American people and what these firemen had gone through battling the unimaginable for a couple hours." All right, I just added that last part. Okay, well, this is like a really nice shot here, too. It's like totally says so much. September 13th. Some years we store in our memories as soundtracks, like 1956 is Elvis, and 1964 is like the Beatles, and 1977 is like the Bee Gees, But we may remember 2001 not as a snippet of a melody, but as a palette of three colors: red, white, and blue. Oh, sorry, I had to hurl. Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah. In the wake of the deadly terrorist attacks of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, Americans found common cause in rallying around the flag. Didn't we? Remember that, guys? Within days of the strikes, the grand old banner was everywhere, including the front yard of a house outside Dover Dell. Aware. Left. See it right there. The only place you probably couldn't find the Stars and Stripes is at your local sold-out flag shop. The Beatles fans, right? I know. My mom was one of those. The screaming girls. Look, here's another epic. Ground Zero silhouetted against the shard of the once majestic North Tower of the World Trade Center in Manhattan. Did I already read this? Oh, no. New York City firemen struggle to bring some order to the chaos that surrounds them. Still a vision of hell 36 hours after the Twin Towers of the complex were destroyed by hijacked airplanes. Yeah, that's what happened. Somewhere in this colossal pile of debris are the remains of 343 of their fellow firefighters who supervised the orderly evacuation of the burning towers that saved tens of thousands of lives, then remained in the buildings to fight the fires. Sorry, there's a fly going on my ear. Swearing in a class of 307 new recruits to the fire department 5 weeks later, New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani said, "The reality is that we're mournful, we're sorrowful, we're crying, and we always will, but we are stronger than we were before." I'm sorry, I was trying to fight a fly, and I was also trying to consider that they said there's 343 fire. Okay, I'm gonna kill this fly. He's gotta go. You gotta go, buddy. You just gotta go. Oh, did I get him? Oh, maybe. I don't know. If he comes back, I'll get him. 343 fellow firefighters who supervised the orderly evacuation of the burning towers that saved tens of thousands of lives, that remained in the buildings to fight the fires. And then it cuts to swearing in a class of 307 new recruits to the fire department 5 weeks later. So wait, that's kind of like a new paragraph, if anything. It's like, okay, what kind of writing is this? Okay, so there's tens of thousands of lives that were saved by these 343 firefighters that apparently their remains because apparently they didn't get the memo that the buildings were being taken down. So they just were in there fighting flames like they normally would be, thinking like, okay, well, we got to put this fire out. I mean, someone's got to put the fire out, right? Thinking, yeah, we better put this fire out. Not thinking, oh, this building's going to collapse due to this fire. They weren't thinking that, right? So they're like, well, we got to go put this fire out. Let's get up in there and fight this fire. It's like, that's some rude shit, man. They should have told them they were going to take them down. Like, we got to pull this. We're going to pull this building. We're going to pull it, okay? So you guys got to get out of there. We're going to pull it. 343 dudes. I mean, that's rude. They were going to pull it. They should have just told everyone to get the fuck out. Don't go in there and fight the fire. We're going to pull it, dude. Pulling it. Oh, well. Poor guys. I hope nobody died like that. That's terrible. God bless their souls. What a fucking awful scenario that must have been. I'm glad I wasn't there. That's insanity. September 13th. Flyers plastered with portraits of people missing after the September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center compose a mosaic of loss, memory, and hope at the entrance to New York City's Bellevue Hospital. Part bulletin board, part shrine. The area became known as the Wall of Prayers. Asked soon after the attack how many had died, New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani replied, "More than we can bear." When Time ran this picture in September, the number of these beloved killed in the attacks were more than 6,000. But the passage of time brought better news. Far fewer had died than officials originally feared. By December, the estimated death toll in the New York City attacks was around 3,600. Some survivors found their names still present on official lists of the dead weeks, even months after September 11th. Wow. Well, hopefully they told them they weren't dead. That'd be crazy to be all like, "Oh, look, I'm missing. I'm missing. I died. It looks like I died. Oh. Hey, this fly is just being so persistent. What do you want from me, fly? Jeez. Oh, this is like a really breathtaking. Okay, this fly's got to go. You're like dominating the show now, fly. Are you happy with yourself? Oh, did I get you? Hope so. Doing you a favor there, buddy. What are these two women all about? Are these Israelis dancing Israelis or something? November 19th in the Kunduz in the north of Afghanistan, a woman does the once unthinkable. Lifts her veil in public to show her face to her child as the Taliban fled city after city. Oh, I got him. That was great. Do you see that? City after city, women began to shed the burqa, the head-to-toe garment to Western eyes, a kind of body bag for the living, made mandatory by the defeated religious zealots from that moment. In 1996, when the Taliban took power, it sought to make women not just obedient, but also non-existent. On November 20th, only days after the Taliban, you better have women burqas. Okay, I thought we were talking about getting attacked. You just had to slip in some propaganda there, huh? All right, what do we got here? This guy's standing there. He's like, we got attacked. We got some planes and there's buildings, and there were planes, and the buildings collapsed mostly due to structural failure from the burning. April 11th. Okay, this is way later. From the front lawn of this house from Pearl. Okay, now we're going here. Pearl Harbor on command over the nuclear Japanese claims 9 lives discharges ex-skipper on the bridge. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It was like the last nail in the coffin. I thought we were talking about 9/11. Okay, Jordan's back, and he wants the ball. And he's watching. I guess we're not talking about 9/11 anymore, huh? Well, maybe we're just talking about the year of 9/11. We're not running out of targets. Afghanistan is. Okay. They're telling us you should fly again. I'm not flying unless they build a highway wide enough so they can roll the plane from here to LA. Chris Rock. Haha, funny. What the fuck? I could probably drop a packet of Sweet and Low and evacuate this building. I don't get it. It's incredibly positive for the internet. American Online, the fear surrounding anthrax in the mail, adding that the deaths were unfortunate. Oh, well, yeah, deaths usually are unfortunate. It's beyond my ability to express it in socially acceptable terms. Tom Brokaw and his assistants contracting anthrax, probably from a letter. Probably from a letter. 4,000 donkeys are on the way from Tajikistan. 4,000 donkeys. That sounds like a racial slur of sorts. It's nice to be in a disclosed location for a change. Vice President Dick Cheney at the Alfred E. Smith dinner at the Waldorf Astoria in New York City. That's weird. My grandpa's name is Alfred Smith. What does it mean? No, we are not with you. We are not terrorists. Iran's supreme religious leader on his country's refusal to support the attacks on the U.S. Of course, why would you want to support someone's attacks? I don't have anthrax, George W. Bush. I don't have anthrax. Okay, there's a quote to remember. I don't have anthrax. Whatever, dude. Well, I can wear heels now. We all drink Evian, but what about the people who can't afford Evian? That's just so thoughtful. To those of you who received honors, awards, and distinctions, I say well done. And to the C students, I say you too can be the President of the United States. Oh, because he was a C student, I guess. George Bush addressing cheering grads at Yale's commencement. It's like, to you D students, you delinquent, derelict, fucking dropout dumbasses, and to you F students, you fuck-ups, failure, fucking flailing all fucked up, effing out, fucking dropout failures. What's this shit? Caricatures? George Bush? He wishes. That dude's got an upside down head on his head. Dick Cheney. Oh, he's so lovable. Look at that guy. Is that his buddy in the background that he shot in the face? I'm Dick Cheney. I shoot my buddy in the face. Coffee and I'm Colin Powell. I died from COVID. But I got the jab, so it could have been a worse death. I'm California. Wait, California? I'm California. Hewlett Packard needed no surgery until compacted or urged to merge. I'm California. California? Is that a real name? My name is Sean Fanning. I'm Napster's rebel, was like totally bugged. The labels cried foul, now he's unplugged. My name's Donald Rumsfeld. I have a bird on my arm. I'm an American guy. I just tickled reporters with briefings so slick. Why speak softly if you carry a big stick? Slobodan Milosevic, he's kind of blue. He doesn't look so good. Ethnic cleansing, he invented the term. Now he's on trial, so turns the worm. It looks like he's got a worm or something, huh? Ugh. Representative Gary Condit. With a name like Condit, what do you expect? Oh, dandy doyen of romantic duplicity, for one so clean you sure fear publicity. Well, his name's Condit. He conned it. Oh, no. Mullah Omar. Sorry, Omar. We won't tell you twice. You harbor terror. You pay the price. What happened to his eye? It's like one-eyed symbolism. Tom Ridge. Save us, Director of Homeland Security. Only you can stamp out postal impurity. John Ashcroft and his detective work. Hey, Sherlock, you missed the solution. The case, who stole the Constitution. September 11th, 2001. A day that will live in infamy. as a CGI plane careened into an empty building, which then later collapsed into dust, mostly due to structural failure. And it looked like that as it just collapsed into dust. Because you know when things are burning, they're on fire, and they're burning for a long time. There comes a point when it's just everything's just all dust, and it's just gone. It's just dust. It just says dust, and it just there it goes. Target America. It was the bloodiest day on American soil since our Civil War. A modern anti-atom played out in real time. We couldn't move. That must have been the whole idea. So we had no choice but to watch in horror as our tall towers fell. But the terrorists who thought that by toppling buildings they could topple a nation were wrong. In the ashes of the towers, Americans found new unity and fresh resolve. New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani was describing the constituents, but he was really speaking for all Americans when he said, "We have never been braver. We have never been stronger." Look at that. Well, we better get to work. Okay. New Yorkers just had to go about their day even after the towers fell. They were like, "Oh, I better race off to work now. Hopefully they don't care I'm covered with ash." Why is my phone fucking... There we go. Shrouded in dust, New Yorkers trudged to safety after the collapse of the World Trade Center towers. A huge plume of smoke was chasing people rushing through those winding streets of lower Manhattan, said Charlie Stewart, 37, an internet consultant who worked in the area. It was chaos, a whiteout. It looks pretty fucking fucked up, I gotta agree. In a desperate search for survivors, New York City police and firefighters. My phone keeps fucking off. I'm not in the... Okay. The awful truth slowly sank in. There were very few for survival. The local hospitals braced for thousands of wounded. And then the awful truth slowly sank in. I'll fill in the blanks. As no bodies came in. Awful truth sank in as nobody showed up. There were very few survivors among those present when the towers collapsed. Either that or there wasn't that many people that died. One of the two. Just make of it as you will. Make of it as you will. A nation under siege. Thousands die. The towers of the World Trade Center collapse, and U.S. citizens are shaken as terrorists hijack 4 airliners and crash them into the centers of American power. We got kicked square in the nuts. And then, people looked and were like, "Where's the plane? Where'd the plane go?" Well, it's just like, it's burning, and there's like the spot where there's like black smoke, and it's probably inside there somewhere, I mean, there's a crash. What do you expect? Expect to see everything? Expect us to take a picture of it or something? September 11th. It was a perfect autumn day along America's East Coast, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. As 4 airplanes slowly climbed into beautiful clear skies on all 4 on transcontinental routes, each plump with fuel, ripe to explode. And each bearing a squad of terror, plump with hate. Plump, he used plump twice. What the fuck is this plump business? Each plump with fuel, ripe to explode. Each wearing a squad of terrorists, plump with hate, ready to die in order to topple the ready to die in order to topple the plump symbols of America's plump financial and military prowess, and hoping to spread terror across the land by taking as many plump, innocent Americans as they could to their deaths with them. Evil strikes. George Bush's... I'm trying to read a book. I Pet Goat. It's a book about a goat. My pet goat. Alert. Card delivers the bad news. He's like, "Oh, Oh, it's really happening. Oh, fuck. I Pet Goat. I'm trying to read I Pet Goat to the kids. Do you mind? Yeah, just go tell people we're going to war or something. I'm trying to read I Pet Goat upside down to the kids. Plump with evil. All right, I can pretty much guess what they would say and all that. What do we got here? Oh, they got one guy that's dead, or he's just like unconscious. It doesn't look too good. Like, can you guys pose for a picture real quick? Hey, you guy in the chair, just pretend you're asleep or something, and then pick him up, guys. Come on, we gotta make this look like something. And what's going on over here? Investigators search for clues in the wreckage of Flight 93. Well, we're looking for clues, guys. Anyone seen any evidence of a plane having crashed here? We're looking for it. We're trying to find clues. We think maybe a plane might have crashed here. A plane called Flight 93. Do you see evidence of planes? People, help us find planes. It's like photographers of the Time magazine look for clues that there was actually a plane that crashed here, known as Flight 93. Heroes in the sky. From onboard United Airlines Flight 93, Tom Burnett leveled with his wife, Dina. I know we're all going to die. There's 3 of us who are going to do something about it. Burnett was one of the 38 passengers and 7 crew members among the hijacked flight, and he was not the only person to speak with a lover. Mark Breen, I spoke with him. 3 guys have taken over the plane and they have a bomb. Everybody told us we're going to die. And 3 Arab-looking men with red headbands. Those Arabs, those evil Arabs had taken over the cockpit. Plump with hate. 93 was the flight. It was the last hijacked plane to meet its fate. All 3 passengers had been told of the attacks in New York City. Did they band together to fight their captors and ditch the Boeing 757 before it could harm untold thousands or wipe out the White House or U.S. Capitol? Those closest to Burnett, Bingham, and Glick believe they did. All 3 were large, athletic, decisive types. Bingham, 6'5", played rugby at the University of California, Berkeley, was still playing for the San Francisco Fog, a gay amateur team. Wait, what? A gay amateur? I mean, the guy died in a plane crash. Why do you gotta call him gay and amateur? That's rude. He was a national colleague judo champion. Burnett, 6'1", was a former high school football player. We're going to rush the hijackers, Glick told his wife, then he hung up. I'll see you in hell, baby. Wow. Sounds like some real heroic shit. Paths of destruction. Here's where we believe the 3 planes that we never found evidence of planes might have gone. We believe that if they were planes and they were flying, that they might have gone over here, and then over there, and then up there, and then went over there and come around and that, like that, you know? That's what we think might have happened if they were really planes flying that day. Which we know they were because we have footage of it. Well, not all of them, but the ones that hit the towers, we have footage of the second one at least. Duh. I mean, those Arabs, they'll fly a plane into a building just to kick us in the nuts. They're evil. They're plump with evil. Plump with hate. Oh, here's another good photo shoot. Man with a megaphone, standing tall. Bush visits ground zero. Oh, that's Bush? What's going on? This picture looks so surreal to me. It's like the guy standing next to Bush. He's like, this was an inside job, wasn't it, Bush? The look on his face, he's like, I don't know about this business, Bush. You strike me as being a little bit fucking weird, man. I'm not gonna look at you. You're fucking weird. Stop looking at me, man. Stop looking at me. What are you gonna do with that megaphone? It's a little too late for your fucking megaphone, asshole. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Oh, she had a rough one. Missing from 2 World Trade Center 100. Oh no, she lost somebody in the World Trade Center. Her fiance? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. That's just terrible. And she made a flyer. Oh, sweet. I hope it's not true. A trail of a zealot. Oh, man. Someone should just kill all people that look like that. How a child of wealth and privilege became a mass murderer. He was, believe it or not, called Sammy. Oh, Sammy bin Lammy. Was born on a westernized mother. Born to a western. Some say she was Syrian. Others believe she was Palestinian, who favored Chanel suits and a father smart enough to amass a fortune of more than 1 billion. He had more than 1 billion, but so unschooled that he couldn't write his own name. Easily overlooked among Mohammed bin Laden's 52 children. The 50 young boy is remembered as serious, smart, and unfailingly polite. Early pictures show him decked out in expensive jewelry, loud colors, and bell-bottom pants in his native Saudi Arabia. Bin Laden attended elite schools where he studied English. He then vacationed with his family in Europe. So how did the unremarkable child of wealth grow up to become a cold-blooded murderer, a zealot who massacred civilians in the name of his God, and the most wanted criminal in the world? How? Tell me how, motherfucker! What's wrong with you? How could you? I was on dialysis in a cave. What are they talking about? I don't know. I just stop looking at me. I'm just an Arab. I'm just an Arab with a Palestinian family. We are like Hamas. You must not come close to us because we will kill you. We kill. Bin Laden's war on America. What? You really put a war on America? Is that what? Oh, look all the bloodshed he caused. That Bin Laden. What a dirtbag. I can't believe this shit. Bin Laden did this. Oh, well, that must be true then, if you say so. It's gotta be true. Why would they say that if it wasn't? Duh. A terrorist odyssey. Son of a rich contractor who couldn't write his own name. Inherits 80 million and is set for a life of ease. But at 1979, jihad calls. Dun, 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 dun. He became a jihad man. You know, it's kind of just ironic how, it's all about these Arabs. That's all, the Arabs. So why were there dancing Israelis? Explain that one. Why were they so happy? Could it be that they were so happy because they were setting up the Arabs to look like bad guys forever? Forever? Fucking Arabs. How dare you? You Bin Laden, you. Osama had to drop a lot of bombs. He had to bomb Saddam. He even bombed Saddam's mom. Oh, Barack had to bomb Iraq. Bomb Iraq. He had to bomb Iraq. Barack bombed Iraq. He had to get Saddam Hussein. Well, Hussein's his damn middle name. Obama had to drop a lot of bombs. Obama had to drop a lot of bombs. Even from Saddam's mom. He's like, we gotta go get these guys. Barack had to bomb Iraq. Barack bombed Iraq. Barack had to bomb Iraq to get Saddam Hussein, who's so damn insane. He said, we'll show them who's so damn insane. Damn, Hussein's his damn middle name. Barack Hussein dropped a lot of bombs. He had to bomb Osama. Obama had to bomb Osama. Obama had to drop some bombs on Osama. Bomb dropping Obama had to drop a lot of bombs. Like, I'm gonna go get these guys. I'm determined to win a Nobel Peace Prize. Barack Obama had to bomb Iraq. Barack bombed Iraq. He had to bomb Iraq. Barack had to get Saddam Hussein. So damn insane. Hussein's his damn middle name. Bomb Osama, Obama bombed Osama, he even bombed a llama on accident. Whoops. It was a bomber-rama. He dropped a lot of bombs. Barack Obama. Abmabo. It's Obama backwards. Abmabo. My name's Abmabo. Oh, it's Abmabo. How do you say Barack backwards? Carib. My name is Amabo Carib. I had to Baghdad before a bomb day, and I ran India on the way. Rushing out the door, European on the floor. Had to Baghdad before a bomb day, and I ran India on the way. You were rushing out the door, 'cause European on the floor. Had to Baghdad before a bomb day, and I ran India on the way. You were rushing out the door, 'cause European on the floor. I know it seems like a bad dream, but I can assure you this is real. The fakest place on earth is real. The fakest place on earth is real. Oh, Zionist Jew. And these flies are so relentless. I'm gonna get you, little bitch. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna get you. Come on, bring it. Where'd you go? There's got to be some kind of like invention I can make that, like, when a fly gets close to your ear, it like fires a laser and kills it. I hate those fuckers. Makes me just want to go. All right, fine. I guess you found something else to do. But I know as soon as I start using my hands, he's gonna be like, "Look, his hands are occupied." There he is. Did I get him? How dare you get away? It turns you into. These flies turn you into like a heartless, like, killer, like Osama. What turned him into such a heartless murderer? It must have been his god, because he's an Arab. Those Arabs. Oh, did I get him? That was close, you little bugger. I almost got you. I think I might have. It was his god that led him to do it. That's who was above him. So it was the Arab god that did it. Obama. We got that Osama. was a lot of drama. It was a bomb-a-rama. We dropped a lot of bombs. We even bombed the Dalai Lama and Saddam's mom on accident. We said sorry. They understood. It was the fog of war. The fog of war. We were forgiven. It was friendly fire because we weren't trying to be mean. Obama had a lot of friendly fire. He was a nice guy. He knows how to talk to people. He's nice. He had all kinds of friendly fire. All his fire was friendly. Because he's so nice. Everybody loves him. He's nice. Even when you get bombed by him, you're like, oh, but he's so nice. It's friendly fire. I like Obama's friendly fire because he's nice. He's well spoken. And his wife is a man. Who wears your pants in that relationship? I have to say Michael probably does. Yeah, so Kamala's gonna run for president, huh? When's that gonna happen? You know, I thought the elections were coming right up, aren't they? Like next month? Yeah, it's like next month. So what the fuck, man? I live in like a blue state, you know, it's just so blue, like liberal and shit. So we just vote Democrat, like no matter what. I mean, we just blue no matter who. It just doesn't matter, you know, as long as it's blue, because we're blue. You know, we just vote the color that we are. I mean, isn't that how everybody is? Blue no matter who. It's great. But like, who's running? I haven't seen any campaigning. How am I supposed to know who is blue? I don't know. How could you vote red? Oh, that's just. Oh, what's wrong with you? Trump, he hates women and he's racist. And he's just gross. You don't want that guy to be your president. I mean, even witnessing elder abuse is better than watching him be president. That's how bad he is. Not another fly. Not another fly. So if you watch the Trump speech and the Kamala speech they both made to their people, their constituency, you'll notice we made a video of it, which is awesome. You should watch the video. I don't know. I wish I could shout out who it was, but I forget. Comparing the speech Trump made with Kamala's speech. They broke it down. And it's hilarious because they gave the same exact speech. Like, literally. They gave the same speech. I mean, not word for word, but it was the same fucking speech. By, you know, by any, like, degree. Like, it was the same speech. Anybody would agree with you if you were to I mean, if they were to see what I saw, which was their speeches played back to back, but you'd go through it like it'd play like the first point that Trump made, and then it'd play the first point Kamala made, and it would go point by point, you know, and switch back and forth, and you would see that they're saying the same exact fucking shit, exact all the way through. It's like like a fucking fork. It was like they're following like a template or something, and it's like, well, I mean, it becomes pretty clear that it doesn't matter who you vote for, and they both have the same donors, obviously, because they made the same speech. When you're representing someone, and you make a speech, that speech is going to sort of reflect who you're representing. You know, the people who paid for you to be where you're at. And so, when someone else in the same situation as you is running against you,
makes the same fucking speech, that would lead you to believe they're representing the same people. Like there wasn't any, they didn't differ at all. It was the same fucking speech. They have the same donors. It doesn't matter who you vote for. It looks like they want to make Trump president, but I don't know. I know plenty of people that are blue no matter who, because I live in a blue state. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're testing that one because I don't think that. I mean, I don't think they made a very wise decision, but I guess that's kind of what they do. They usually let the person who's in there run again, you know. But like in her case, I mean, I can't imagine how she even wants to be president. What the fuck, that chick? Are you kidding me? I mean, she was not popular, but whatever. And so like it's almost like they're just kind of throwing this round. Although with Biden, I mean, I kind of felt like that was a throw. Also, like they just kind of like just get this guy out there. Like, get out there, dude. Get out there, y'all codger. It's your turn. Nobody wanted the job. Get out there, y'all fuck. You know, they had to like fucking, you know, get this dude all. He's like this fucking, you know, convalescent. You know, and they kind of like bullied him into getting out there. They probably just made him do it. You know, they're like, you got to get out there, Joe. That's why he's always like, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know, if I say that, because it wasn't his decision making that was going on. He was just kind of like the fall guy. Because all this stuff had to happen while he was president. They had to basically force people to get these experimental jabs, right? That were obviously not good. And then they had to open up the border so we could get like this fucking destabilization thing going on proper, you know. And we had to fund a war in Ukraine and in Israel. Both wars totally fucking the just corrupt and like just it becomes evident, you know, right away that we're funding the wrong side of this one. We're on the wrong side of history. You know, it becomes evident pretty clear. It's like fucking right away, pretty much. You know, like if you look into what happened in Ukraine, I mean, I can't take anyone's side in a war. It's just like disgusting, you know. But like they were trying to coax Russia into acting out like that. I mean, it was obvious. They've been bombing the Donbass region for fucking years, and they went into a treaty with Russia saying we were not going to bomb these people anymore, and then they kept doing it. You know, Russia even went out of its way to make a treaty with them. You know, I forget what they're called. It's called the something Accords. Anyways, you know, if you don't believe me, look it up because Russia tried to go about it diplomatically and and prevent their people because there was Russian speaking people in Ukraine that were getting bombed by the Azov. You know, it's like the CIA funded fucking rebels, Nazis, whatever you know. They were the guys, those are the guys that were wearing Nazi insignias on their outfits. You know, that's why it was kind of like people were sort of up in arms when we were funding those guys. You know, it's like how come we're funding Nazis? Anyways, the Azov movement, they were bombing these people in the Donbass, and it was like civilian. I don't even understand. I mean, it's crazy. I think they were bombing civilian areas, you know, and it was going on for a long time. And it was like this conflict, right? And Russia tried to step in and like make them stop. You know, they had the I forget, something Accords, the Midst Accords, I think it was called, and midst, which is kind of interesting, is like in the middle of it, in the midst. We're in the midst of this conflict. I think it's all drummed up, honestly. I don't know. There's really people that die, but sometimes I just have a hard time believing any of it, though. I know that the war is actually taking place. There's people dying and shit. I'm not stupid. I know that's happening. It's got to be happening because I saw it on TV. And so the Midst Accords happened, and so they were supposed to like they agreed to not bomb these people anymore, but then they kept doing it. So another 6 to 8 years goes by, and finally Russia comes and tries to shut them down. They're like, you guys got to stop. And they were talking about joining NATO, and so Russia was like, you guys got to stop bombing these people because you violated the Minsk Accords, and 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 just don't join NATO because like that's it. We don't want NATO on our border here. We don't. You guys joining NATO. Just agree to that. Russia's just had it, and so rightfully so. They tried to be diplomatic about it, but they just couldn't be fucking, trusted. And so they're like, we'll stop invading you if we'll stop invading you if you just agree to not join NATO and stop bombing these people. And they had signed the deal and they were all ready to do it because they, Zelensky, that dude that was like an actor in the movie where he was the president of Ukraine in a movie. He was an actor. He's also an actor that like dressed up like a girl and like played piano with his penis and stuff. Yeah, he was a comedian, but now he's the real president of Ukraine. He's like the frontline guy. He's wearing a green shirt. He's going in there. He's like on the front lines. He's like this hero. He's an actor. So everyone thinks he's great at first. But it's like really, the reality of the situation was that he was just like, you know, they were running a fucking like they were trying to bait the Russians. Trying to get Putin to fucking, trying to bait Putin. Putin just couldn't take the pressure anymore. It was just like it was wrong what they were doing. So it's like that part of the story always gets left out. And it's like an essential part of the fucking story. It's like it wasn't like Putin just decided to invade. Like they coaxed him into it. He tried to be peaceful about it. He tried to like make everyone agree not to kill each other, but they didn't stop. And so he finally just said, "Look, you guys, now you got to stop." And you got, because he invaded. He's like, "I'm gonna invade. Just don't join NATO and don't do that anymore." He's just trying to keep him in check. You guys got, we'll go back home if you guys just stop. And so they signed. They're like, "Okay, sorry, Putin, we're sorry." And they signed it. And Putin's about to bail out, but then Boris, that other comedian dude from the UK, he totally looks like that dude in fucking Dumb and Dumber. He's like that one dude. I guess he was like the prime minister of the UK, Boris. I always thought he was that dude in Dumber and Dumber. I thought that's who he was. I mean, I knew who he was supposed to be, but he looked like that dude from Dumber and Dumber. The guy that had diarrhea really bad, and whatever. That's who I thought he was, and that's what he looked like. That's how he acted too. He kind of acted like that guy. I'm pretty sure he was the guy in Dumb and Dumber. Anyways, he got pissed off, and so he flew down to Ukraine and was all, "No, no, no, don't sign that fucking agreement. How dare you? This is what we've been trying to get. We've been trying to make this happen for so long. You don't understand how many people had to die so we could get in this situation. We're not signing any kind of agreement like that." Boris, because he's the prime minister of UK, so he came to Ukraine and some other country, and he said, "We're not signing that because that's how things work in the world. When the prime minister of the UK like doesn't like a treaty that some other countries over here arranged to where there wasn't going to be any fighting, there wasn't going to be any war. They figured it out amongst themselves, and they're gonna everything's all good. So this guy, this prime minister from the UK, is like, "Oh no, 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 no! You unsign that treaty right away. I'm in the UK. I'm the prime minister of the UK. I look like Dumber and Dumber, and you are not signing that treaty, motherfucker. You know, because we got you this job. You know what your job is, and it's not to sign that fucking treaty, motherfucker." So then he unsigned it, and so then they, went to war. He lost his ass over and over and over, repeatedly, even in the offensive, the big offensive they had. It becomes pretty offensive that we're expected to support these guys because, for one thing, it's like it doesn't matter how much money we throw at them, they keep losing the war. And for another thing, probably most of the money we gave him goes to his cocaine habit. And for another thing, I don't care. It's not in my country. But that's the thing. It's like if you have like some senile old president who's like, "Oh, I can explain the country in one word." Then obviously it's like fucking open game, man. Okay, we have all this shit we've been working on. Let's just make this shit happen. Go give shots to everybody in the country, as many people that we can like connive into getting. Go, make them lose their jobs if they don't get it. Just fucking stick these needles into everybody. Do it now, and fucking dump as much money, piss away as much money as humanly possible to this Ukraine fucking endeavor, you know? Even though they're not even an ally of ours, and it's really none of our business, but do it, you know? Let's dump a bunch of money over in there. Tons of it, just hundreds of billions. All right, and then we'll have this other thing kick off with Israel where, like, these guys bomb Israel, you know, and fucking Israel decides to go fucking ballistic, and we gotta fund them, you know, billions, tens of billions of dollars, you know, and so we'll make about $1 trillion disappear, you know, and none of it will be in the Americans' best interest at all. All that money just gone, and then we'll have like some serious inflation, and we'll open the borders and let anybody that wants to come in. All kinds of gangs coming up here and shit, cartel. It'll just be open game. And what else can we do? I don't know. That's a lot right there. And we'll just tell the American people this is what we need to do, and in the meantime, I'm sitting here, you know, and I'm paying a little bit more money for things, but not that much. It's not like I can't, you know. And the thing is, I'm saying is like none of that shit affected me. I just watched it on TV. This is my book I've been writing in recently. I'll read this page to you at random. Insurgents alert. Pissing contest underway. Unwillingness to benefit this effort will result in being placed on errand duty. Any vain attempts to loaf will be rewarded by a community stoning. Looking for work with the wind whistling through your decrowed coat will land a sign on your... Okay, I'm starting over. Looking for work with the wind whistling through your decrowed coat will land a sign in your hand and a target on your back. The world cries out for a man who can humor their shit while simultaneously putting their own stupid shit on the back burner to be humored by no one on no future date. Grateful compliances comes with... Oh shit, I'm fucking it all up. I didn't practice this. The world cries out for a man who can humor their shit while simultaneously putting their own stupid shit on the back burner to be humored by no one on no future date. Grateful compliance comes when a person has been reduced to vermin status. Karmic resolve is born in the past and is currently being reciprocated. Sowing the mustard seeds is sometimes returned with mustard gas. If you're never once taken out the trash, your journey is made alone, regardless of who is with you along the way. Finite systems within infinity are not dead ends, but merely parts of the whole. Your mind is the tool, but the intelligence behind it is what's in control of the mentality, but the soul is the driver of the vehicle. I would have chosen a different page. That one didn't really cut it for me. Too many tall-talking tyrants have told too many tall tales too many times, to the point where they're pointing to some new point that's a pointless moot point, and it's disappointing to the people who put the politicians on a pedestal. They've failed themselves straight to the top, where they stop and drop the ball from the top down. They're the talk of the town, watching it all topple down. These clowns behind the curtains, this is their crowning of the serpent. You've been unblinded to the inversion. You can see the opposite of what's been taught is true. Either it's neither, both, or either one. I don't know. I really miss understanding things. It used to be a lot of fun having an answer ready for any wise guy with his finger on the trigger of the rapid fire question gun. Teachers who don't know the difference between fact and hypothetical quickly challenged your extraterrestrial firmamental mental challenge. Ah. The worse it gets, the better it isn't. The scripts are ubiquitous. There's a very noticeable effort being made to make certain who whatever it is, you don't miss it. What? Flipping scripts when the topic flops, chop it off, cut your loss. Attention gets shifted instantly, intentionally. No fixation on the deviation. Phenomenal fascination with the mundane remains unexplained. Conundrums abound. In your brain, the mainframe needs reframing. It no longer remains the main brain. People crane their neck to check the wreck on the side of the road. The mainstream flows into the big dream like a river of deceit into an ocean that lies level as the disturbance begins to settle. A specular reflection appears. Smoke clears, returning to homeostasis, faces in agony, relax. At last, in a flash flood, bad blood goes neutral instantly. Love is an umbrella, love is a noun and a verb. It's needed for your wellness, it's an unquantifiable word. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but it's helpful to remember. A lover who's no pretender will always be loved. Peel your pocket open and pick your corn kernels up and pop 'em. Pull the thorn out of your side and throw the side busters out the door before they yank the carpet off the floor and out from under you. I've never seen anything. I've never seen a flying carpet, but they can grow legs and walk away, though. Hey, bro, where'd your carpet go? You don't know. You better, 'cause it really tied the room together. It left in a flash, and you get up and go left just as fast. Someone needs to come in here and put a flame under your ass. Put a flame under his bum, and his dumbass wouldn't budge. He'd just sit there and let it cook him. It took him a long time. This fucking flies drive me nuts. I like driving my own nuts. Never underestimate your intuition. You're on an independent mission. Gotta be careful what you're wishing for as the current quickens, the plot thickens, the second hand is ticking. It's a split second hand decision. You'll only get what you've been given. Colliding in the wake of these decisions, kaleidoscopic visions, mathematical subdivisions, high definition, X-ray vision, limited edition of a rendition that's never gonna get listened to. After all the alter egos he goes through, who knows who he will be independently. Opalescent essence illuminates the totalitarian tiptoe totality. Hot meals, airdrop, carefree welfare, stop the steal, open up your mind's eye. If you want to catch the signs as you roll by, don't want to miss information. Watching the mass formation psychosis can render one hopeless, overwhelmed, and under hypnosis. Follow the flow charts when the flow starts to remain. Impartial is to remain unfazed by the ad hom entourage at the garage sale. I have the freedom to speak whatever I please, and you have the freedom to not listen to me. Remote control people aren't your friends, and you don't care how this ends. You should know when you're getting too close. All telltale signs too obvious to miss when you make misinformation. Don't want to miss information. Spitting shrapnel. How? What? Then Adam, how do you like them? Oh, yeah, spitting shrapnel. How do you like them Adam's apples on your women? What the fuck? The orphans of ether who've been left behind know no test tubes or beakers. They've sprung from the very fabric of space and time. Into the aftermath they were thrown as they began to emerge from the foam that forms when a very specific frequency resonates in a very specific location. Sound becomes mass. Alas, we know more than we let on. The orphans of ether were there, they're gone. Ad nauseum to the list of things causing him to vomit up old news like it wasn't a contradiction in terms. Confirmation of a bias hides blatant contradictions right in front of your eyes. Infantilized, fear-driven drivel will be the residual background noise after the great hosing off of a great unwashed. Lost souls find their vessels again, and Rip Van Winkle wakes up after resting in peace for half his life. Sleeves got rolled back down, and impound fees got waived. It was a happy ending. It was never ending. It was always ending. It was never ending. If you live by a river in Crimea, then if I say go Crimea River, you'll just think I'm telling you to go home. It's hard to make it through a day without breaking the law. So it's a moot point to call me a criminal. Ignore this sign. It's a time of the signs, so sign your name on the dotted line. Sign your signature. Ignore this sign. Okay. So why don't we ever just go try to get a hold of the guy who wrote Bernstein Bears? You know what I mean? Like, why doesn't anybody try to get a hold of this guy? Or like some of these people still got to be alive. You know, like the person that like, you know, or like I don't know. I'm trying to think of something like the VW sign, or you know, there's certain things where it's like, aren't the people that made the design still present? You know, like why don't we contact their family if anything? Like we know that your father was the guy that invented or that came up with the VW sign. You know, that where the V and the W are like connected inside the circle. You know, right? Oh yeah, well yeah, he did make that up, but it's not connected. There's a gap between them. Ah, you fuck! No, there wasn't. Well, no, we have his old pictures and his very first drawing. It was definitely not connected. I'd be like, dude, you're a liar. You fucking lie, you liar. So you're the guy that wrote the Berenstain Bears? Well, no, my dad wrote the Berenstain Bears. Him and my mom, they made that book. It's like the Berenstain Bears. It was like, we thought it was funny because it was like Bernstein, but it was Berenstain. So that's how we did the play on words. No, you didn't. It was just plain old Bernstein. It wasn't ever bear play on. No, it wasn't. Don't lie. Don't fucking lie. That's how I remember it. Well, that's fucking weird. How in the fuck is that possible? How do you not remember it the way we all do? I have a grounding memory for the Berenstain Bears. Nobody can tell me that it was Berenstain. It was always Bernstein. B-E-R-E-C. Always that, because I had a friend with the same last name when I was in third grade. And I remember talking to his mom and him about how they had the same name as the Berenstain Bears. And his mom straight agreed with me and whatever, thought I was being funny. I don't know, I was 8 years old, you know. I was like, you guys have the same last name, you know, haha. And they're like, oh yeah, no, haha. But it's like, his mom would have been like, well, not really though. It's not quite our name because it's the Berenstain. We're Berenstain. We're not like, they spell it differently. It's not the same name. So no, it's not haha. She would have corrected me, you know, because she's whatever. I'm just saying that's fucking what. For me to have that memory, and you know, it's like, why would I have that memory? Like, why would his mom not tell me that it was spelled differently? You know, I was like an 8-year-old kid. She's like, when you're talking to kids about things, you know, and if it's not the same, you're gonna point it out, and it's like the spelling's different, you're gonna correct them, you know. That's my opinion. Maybe my anchoring memory is just maybe just from another dimension, another time when Bernstein was Bernstein and the VW wasn't connected. So that happened. And since nobody was badly injured, except for the random smurf who had a chair smashed over his head, everyone went back to what they were doing. To be bipolar is a glaring flaw. No one is spared from the stare of Polaris, who saw sprawling anomalous flashes in its wandering eye, lashes out its laser focused gaze. Projectile comets mop the sky in unison. What the fuck? The once unknown owner of the all seeing monocle exposed amid brazen comedians, dignitaries excitedly fondled Gentiles. Oh, I think I was starting to do one of those alphabet ones. Here's the thing, you gotta speak a poem that's in the alphabet. You gotta start with an A word and then a B word, C word, D word. You gotta be like all, or it could be like apples bruise constantly during earthquakes. Fortunately, God has insisted kindly love never makes people question reality. Telling us why you crossed zippers. X is the only one that you can actually have some leeway on because it's hard. Crossed, that works. You can use crossed. You crossed zippers. XYZ. No, that's YZ. Oh, I did it wrong. XYZ. So you crossed your zippers. No. Why crossed your zippers? XYZ. Oh, I said that wrong. Oh, well. I almost had a full alphabet poem. It's not really a poem, it's just an alphabet statement. Apples bruise constantly during earthquakes. Fortunately, God. I forget what I said. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's the opposite of matter. It's anti-matter. Doesn't matter. We're all mad here. We're all mad here. Where once was the point when I thought you were on point, but now it's getting to the point where you're pointing to a new pointless moot point that's pointing you in the wrong direction. Too many tall talking tyrants have told too many tall tales. Now they're taking their time, twiddling their thumbs, and they sailed themselves to the top, and now they just drop the ball. Toppling down from the top of the town, it's the talk of the town. They let it toppling down. Too many tall talking tyrants told too many tall tales. They failed themselves to the top and dropped the ball. From the top down, toppling down, they trickle down and they trickle down, stop trickling down. Down to the lower levels. Now people just see a slow drip. It's getting to the point of pointlessness. Well, don't knock it till you rock it. Keep your comments in your pocket. Don't mock it. Better stop it before I mop the floor with your dumb ass. Kick you out the door and lock it.
feeling, oh so bad. Asked my family doctor about what I had. I said, doctor, Mr. MD, can you tell me what's in me? Said, yeah, 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 all you really need is good loving, good loving. Got to have loving, good loving. Got to have loving, give me good love. Come on, baby, oh, hold me tight. Don't you want your daddy to feel alright? Well, the history books were written before any of it ever happened. Well, the history books. Well, the history books were written before any of it ever happened, if it happened at all. Well, the history books were written before. Well, the history books were written before any of it ever happened, if it happened at all. We live in a pre-written, predicted, scripted, actor-based reality taking place on your TV. And the useful idiots that get up on the television telling you what they want you to believe is happening in the world as it plays right into their plan. It's over before it began. Over before it began. The useful idiots that get up on the television telling you what they want you to believe is happening in the world as it plays right into their plan. And it's over before it began. It's over before it began. And you get better and better at being able to spot the holes in the plot, and there's usually a lot. You catch all the clues that can be caught in the weaponized news. You see right through the ruse where others are confused, manipulated and used, being driven by their manic and misguided fears. It's a whole different story for crystal clear once you learn to read the writing on the wall that's been written by the hidden hand. Then it's over before it began. Over before it began. Well, 9/11 came and went. All the money got spent and the laws were bent. And we never got a story that made any sense. A terrorist attack and all that. Where 2 planes knocked 3 buildings down right to the ground flat. Faster than you could clap your hands a dozen times. 110-story building fell before your eyes twice. And let's not forget building 747th floor building, where something quite peculiar happened as it collapsed in the exact same fashion. However, it was strange, cause it wasn't hit by planes. To this day it remains yet to be explained. You'll never hear anyone up on the television just say, hey, wait! 2 planes, 3 buildings, please explain, I don't understand. Oh man, there wasn't any planes, and it was over before it began. Over before it began. Rags to riches, to riches to rags. Rags to riches, to riches to rags. Rags to riches, to riches to rags. The quickest to bag is the pat on his back. The quickest to back, the back, the got rich quick. It's the benefit. It's the benefit when nothing but half of the spectrum positively pure potential gets neglected and rejected while cobwebs collected. I get affected, but I still will fly. Up in your face, I'm high. How are you hung up? I found a beat, visibly, physically bone dry. Your fixations are evasive. In the end, they just get lost in a stream of like-minded bad ideas that just run off. It's solid, a matter of fact. Like that, down into the big drink where all water sinks to its own level. way below the notion of my musical emotion that can sit there in the air above your ocean of despair, where collective cynicism, negative organisms are swimming in them, red tide ripping them up, spitting them out, spinning me from the glare. I'm aware you're down there, you're just ambivalent, but living blatantly benign. Nine, funk, punk. Oh, floating is better than being sunk. Floating is better than being sunk. Rags to riches to rags. Quickest to brag, it's a pat on his back. The quickest to pat the back, the got rich quick. It's the benefit. It's the benefit. No shit, that's what you get. A shit you not, that's what you got. It's a cheap shot. It's a cheap shot, yeah. Rags to riches, to which is it gonna be? Rags or riches, which one is more wicked? The rag or the rich? Which one? It is more wicked, the rag or the rich? No shit, that's what you get. The shit you not, that's what you got. It's a cheap shot. Rags, rich, which is it gonna be?
Let's fly through this. What did you find in the corners of your mind? Was it goodbye? Did it leave you in a bind? No concept of time, lost in your mind somewhere else. No one but you when you awoke. That was the night in the corners of your mind. Which did you see? Can you bring it back to me? Corners of your mind where you was lost in time. Running noticed you. Something we all do. Sweet traveling. Who knows, perhaps when we die, we just wake up in another line. In the corners of your mind. In the corners of your mind. This flies, man. I can't take it anymore. What's up? Oh, really? What's up? I know it does. It looks good, huh? Just a second. What's cracking? Huh? You want to do that? that. I was talking to my friend. We're just talking about something. Oh, his dad died. Trippy. He said he kind of got atrophied. He said he's all. I think he just gave up. It's trippy though. I wonder. Probably gotten jabbed. So I think that's probably why. He was like in his 80s. He was like 80. It's so fucked up. Like anytime you hear about someone dying now, you just think it's because of the jab. That's part of the psyop too. Oh. I'm tuning to the car alarm. You're sharp. I'm giving up. Shit. Ah, fuck. Shit. Fuck. Did you guys see any of the 9/11 reading I was doing? What we got going on here? This magazine I found. I done found me a magazine. I think I'm taking a break. I'll finish this here reading tomorrow or later on or something. Yeah. So, thanks for coming to my show. Don't be a stranger in my echo chamber. Thank you. Thank you now.